Hi there. So right now we are going to go over third-party financing. All right. So this third-party financing had a revision November of 2024 and was required to be used in January of 2025. So this basically outlines the type of financing that the buyer will be getting. Okay. So the reason we need to have this is because it protects the buyer from having a lender jack up, the interest rate, gets a timeline for them, and makes sure that the terms of everything is spelled out very clearly, okay? The buyer goes conventional financing. This outlines the type of loan they're getting, the interest rate, how many years it's amortized over, or what the loan is, the payment is based on, like say 20 or 30 years, and it's due within those many years, okay? Interest cannot exceed a certain amount, and the loan fees cannot exceed this percent of the loan price, okay? There's a second mortgage, which we rarely see. It would be outlined there. Or the buyer's getting a Texas veteran loan, which is a VA loan that's insured by the Texas Land Board. If it's FHA, what kind of FHA? Because there's more than one FHA loan. Same thing. Or a VA loan, right? Or USDA, or even reverse financing with a reverse mortgage. Barely see that. If it's other kind of financing, so let's say it's a hard money loan. Now, time is of the essence according to the approval for financing paragraph. This says if the buyer does or does not have to get loan approval, and if they do, they have to get it within so many days. If those days pass and they no longer qualify and they find out, like let's say on day 21, that they didn't get the loan or they don't qualify, and the time limit in here is 20 days, then technically they don't have the right to keep the earnest money, okay? If the lender cannot qualify them within those many days, then, they need to let the seller know so that way they get their earnest money back, okay? This is what puts the lender's hands to the fire. Now, the property also has to be approved by by the lender, okay? So if the appraiser goes out there and the house is really, really bad condition, then the appraiser will outline the things that needs to be done. Now, those repairs, if they come back and they're lender required, we get to renegotiate them. If we do not come to an agreement, then the buyer has a right to terminate, okay? If required by a buyer's lender, each note of the financing must be secured by a vendor's lien or deed of trust, okay? FHA or VA. This says that if the buyer is going either FHA or VA, the house has to approve and has to pass VA or FHA quality, the basic livable standards as per those two entities, okay? If the house doesn't appraise, then we have a right to renegotiate. If the buyer cannot make up the difference, then the buyer has a right to cancel, okay? Now, there's, of course, limits to how much they'll insure, whatnot, and also condition, okay? Now, authorization to release information. Buyer authorizes buyer's lender to furnish the seller information just related to the status of the loan, okay? Not give them social security numbers, not give them date of birth. Just let them know the buyer is qualified. We've already verified, these things, and the appraisal has been ordered. Seller and buyer authorized buyer's lender to title company and escrow company to disclose and furnish a copy of the disclosures. So also give information to the title company. That is this form in a nutshell. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.